Okay, we're back. This video is already very late, so I'm going to try to make this very quick. Um, just going to give my recap on the fights on the weekend. UFC Fight Night Seattle. Yeah, Joe Pyfer gets it done over Israel Adesanya. Round 2 TKO, and it was a pretty good performance from Joe Pyfer. Yeah, Izzy gave Izzy his fourth consecutive loss now. Um, I'm gonna start from the bottom of the card and just go all the way up to the main event and do a quick recap. Thainara versus Brasil. Was pretty. It was a pretty competitive fight. It wasn't a bad fight. Um, there were some exchanges. We both landed some good shots. Thainara got some good takedowns. It's ultimately what won her the fight. She got some control. Attempted a couple submissions. Thainara won the fight pretty clearly. So, um, Ricky Simon versus Adrian Yanez. Now this is an interesting one. Okay, I thought blatantly from as soon as the fight as soon as the fight ended, I thought Yanez had won. I thought Yanez had won 2-1. I would have gave Yanez round 1 and round 3. I thought Ricky Simon did do enough in round 2 to win. Um, but and I don't and it, I'm just gonna go over the fight really quickly. Like round 1 was very close. I just think Giannis was in more control, more like his boxing in this fight looked extremely good. Um, Ricky did land a couple more punches like towards the end of the round, but ultimately I think that round was controlled by Giannis a lot more. And Ricky Simone tried to get takedowns, but he couldn't. So that's another reason too, something that he had to do. Um, The second round was close though. Ricky Simon got a couple takedowns, landed some good ground and pound. Um, but honestly, even in the second round, I gave Ricky Simon, but there wasn't much in the round either. But I had it 1-1 going into the third. Um, and I thought the third round was the one that really should have secured this win for Adrian Yanez. Like really should have. Um, Ricky landed a nice left hook. It opened up a cut on Adrian Yanez in that final round. Um, Giannis landed a nice. Giannis landed a big right hand at the end of the round in the last 10 seconds. Dropped Ricky Simone. Tried to get a finish, and before that was in control for a majority of the round. Even when the fight ended, Ricky Simone got back up, and you could tell his legs weren't under him. He was completely wobbled still, and his face was completely busted up badly. Um, and the judges scored it a draw in the end. And like I said, I thought this one was. I don't say this about a lot of fights, but at the end of the fight, I was saying it to the people around me too. This fight was an absolute robbery, and I still kind of think that, and I don't say that about a lot of fights. I don't use the word robbery a lot, but I this one was a robbery, man. I don't understand how the judges that they scored it. It was scored a draw in the end, but all three judges had Simone winning round 1 and 2. That alone already is absolutely absurd in my opinion. I don't understand that whatsoever. Um, Two judges had a 10-8 in round 3 for Giannis. I don't agree with that either, to be honest. Um, One judge had the fight for Ricky Simone, obviously winning the first 2 rounds. Like I said, I had a 2-1 Giannis. I would have given Giannis round 1 and round 3, and there wasn't much in round 2. So yeah, at the end of it, I just thought this was so absurd, and I think it was my initial reaction was robbery, and I still think robbery. And like, it's not to say like, because like round 1 and round 2, I guess you could say were close rounds, but like I just thought it was so clear at the end of round 1 that Giannis won the round. And I don't think a 10-8, I don't think the last round was a 10-8. Like, yeah, like he dropped him in the last 10 seconds, but and yeah, he had his face was all busted up. Like I just don't think it was worthy of a 10-8 round. Like Ricky wasn't even he wasn't fighting that bad in the beginning of that round either. Like I don't know. I just it's hard to explain this one because I think it's like it was a close and competitive fight for like the first two rounds, but like to me it was clear who won those rounds at the end of it. Like if that makes sense. Like it was close, but it wasn't. I don't know how to explain it, but this one really like, and even with Ricky Simone fighting in his hometown, um, like I said in my last video, I was in attendance. I was in attendance in the arena watching the event. It was incredible, but just like based off the reaction in the arena, like yeah, Ricky Simone is fighting at home, but like everyone, it kind of seemed like everyone had thought that that was a robbery. And like I said, I don't say that about a lot of fights. And but this one, I genuinely like I was a bit I felt bad for Adrian Yanez because he fought an amazing fight and he looked good for after coming off a layoff and the momentum that Ricky Simone had before his last loss. I just thought he fought really well. He deserved to win that fight, and I just think it was absurd. But anyway, Giannis looked good, and another thing with the scorecards really quickly. I don't understand how not only two of the judges gave Ricky Simone round one and two clearly. It's the stupidest thing ever, but also not a single like someone gave the fight to Ricky Simone, but none of them gave the fight to Adrian Yanez. I don't understand that. But anyway, moving on. That it was a good fight though. It was a very good, entertaining fight. Navajo Sterling versus Bruno Lopes. Yeah, Bruno Lopes did well early. It was a pretty competitive first round. But I still thought Navajo Sterling won it pretty clearly. Um, Lopes did try to get a few takedowns throughout the first round. Tried that spinning elbow multiple times. He was trying to get Sterling to run into it. Um, but at the end of round one, Navajo Sterling was starting to find his range, and he started to get a bit more aggressive, landing body shots. Um, Even around two, Sterling was still defending takedowns well. Landed a nice right hand and a big left hook and dropped Lopes. Trying getting a finish. Lopes got back to his feet. Sterling dropped him again, got up again, but his legs weren't under him, so he just kind of slipped and went to the ground. He was still hurt really, really badly. Um, Sterling started to land more and more in ground and pound and slowly got a TKO win. And yeah, finally gets a finish. Finally got a finish in the UFC. Still undefeated. Like I said in my prediction video, I still think Navajo Sterling is someone that could get to the top of this light heavyweight division. I think he is solidified himself as like that kind of those kind of he's like the best. He's the one of the better guys outside of the top 15. And he called out Ian Kotulaba. So why not make that fight happen? I think that would be a good fight for the both of them. So now this one, Casey O'Neill versus Fernandes. I mean, I hold my hands up. I got the prediction wrong, but I'm not even mad to be honest. Like, wow, bro, like what a performance. Casey O'Neill landed a nice right hook off of Fernandes' jab. It hurt her really badly, had her backing up. Um, they backed up all the way to the fence. Casey O'Neill landed a big combo, tagged her with pretty much every shot she threw in that combination. Fernandes was on her feet for like the last four punches that Casey O'Neill threw. A very, very nasty finish. Fernandes just crumbled to the ground. Amazing win, man. Amazing win for her to get back to get some more momentum back in her career. Obviously had the layoff as well. It's a very, very good win, man. Very good win. And it was a fight that a lot of people thought she wouldn't win, you know? No one really knew what version of her would show up, and man, she's back, man. It was a really, really good performance, really impressive. Um, One of the more memorable moments, like One of the best finishes on the night, to be honest. Like the arena was absolutely electric during that knockout. But very good win for Casey O'Neill. Um, Martin Tybura versus Tyrell Fortune. I thought Fortune deserved to win the fight, and this was another one that had a some not controversy, but a bit of some crazy stuff happening at the end. But go over the fight really quickly. Like I said, I thought Fortune was he was the deserved winner. I thought he won at the end of the fight. Um, Fortune's takedowns look good. Like the first takedown that he went for, I remember looked very fast and explosive. It was really impressive. Did not expect that. And I'm not gonna lie, I didn't watch a lot of. This was one of the other fights that I didn't break down to the best that I probably could have. I watched like a bit of Tyrell Fortune before I made my prediction on my last video, but I was looking at a video at I just feel like I could have broke it down a bit more, and I probably would have gone it. I mean, I got my prediction wrong, and yeah, he looked pretty good, and I mean now he's in the top 10 now, so it was a good win. Like I said, Fortune had good takedowns. Um, yeah, and Fortune never really got in any danger. Like Tibora never really offered much. Fortune to me clearly won the fight like 30-27. Like I don't even think it was maybe 29-28, but yeah, I thought he deserved to win the fight, but I feel like the one thing everyone remembers from this fight, most importantly, is the after the fact. Bruce Buffer read the name out wrong. Um, First called the fight for I actually couldn't believe this. Like he said Tibora won the fight 30-27, 29-28. Obviously those scorecards for Fortune winning, but he called them out, and I remember seeing Tibora get his hand raised. I looked to my left and the guy that was sitting next to us, and I was just like, "Do you think he won that fight?" And he was like, "No," and I was like, "I don't think he did either." I thought Fortune won the. I would have had Fortune winning the fight 30-27, and Tibora won 30-27 in the moment. And I was like, "This is absolutely absurd. Two robberies on one night. This is ridiculous." But Fortune ends up being the winner. They call him back in. He was already leaving, and they call him back in. They reread the scorecards, and yeah, he's announced as the winner. And he deserved it, man. Now he's in the top 10 at heavyweight. I think he's a good addition. He didn't look too bad, and yeah, man, good for him. Good for him to win against Tiboro, who's very experienced in his USA debut, man. Chase Hooper versus Lance Gibson Jr. Another one. Got my prediction wrong. My prediction on the prelims were absolutely horrendous, but yeah, man, I'll hold my hands up on that. They were absolutely horrendous. But Chase Hooper, Lance Gibson Jr. It was a good one for Gibson, man. Good, really, really good win. Really impressive. Um, Chase Hooper tried to get a takedown. Lance Gibson Lance Gibson Jr. defended well against that single leg. Landed some good elbow. Made Chase Hooper kind of disengage from he let go of the single leg. Um, Gibson Jr. just stayed patient, moved around the octagon, waited for his moments. Um, Lance Gibson landed a nice elbow when they were in a clinch. It hurt Chase Hooper badly. Hooper tried to get a takedown. Gibson defended well, got a front headlock, and as they were getting up, Gibson landed like two big knees, ultimately got the finish. Those two big knees were really all he had to do left. It dropped Hooper badly, and then ref called the fight. And like I said, it was a very, very good win. Um, yeah, man, that was a horrible prediction for me. Um, but yeah, it's a good win for Lance Gibson Jr. Man, he just went right through Chase Hooper and he got the win, man. Good for him. It was a good performance. Ignacio Bahamondes versus Tofik Musayev. Yeah, this was a fight of this was one of the more controversial fights on the night. Um, yeah, in the first round, there was a lot of good kicks from Bahamondes. Um, Low kicks to the body. Um, Lots of stand switching from the both of them. Hand fighting. Um, Musayev tried to get takedowns in that first round. He didn't get it. I feel like the only thing that really separated that first round, was Bahamondes landed some better shots. Musayev did get a takedown at the end of round one, catching Bahamondes' kick, but it wasn't enough to win the round, in my opinion. I thought Bahamondes won the first round pretty clearly. Bahamondes early in the second round dropped Musayev with a straight left. Kind of beat him to the punch. Tried to get the finish with ground and pound, but Musayev got back to his feet. Bahamondes got a body lock from the back, tried to get a suplex. But Musayev grabbed. This was one of the first ones. Musayev did grab the fence. The ref completely missed it, and it was really something that really impacted the fight going forward. Musayev later in the round, they separated. Musayev later in the round he caught the kick again as Bahamondes was trying to land a takedown, or was trying to land a kick to the body. Took Bahamondes down. Landed big elbow, opened up a big cut on Bahamondes. Bahamondes was trying to look for submissions, but never really got close with any. Musayev was landing some ground and pound, and it looked like he landed a headbutt, and it looked pretty like and it genuinely looked intentional. Like it really did. It was something that people went crazy on Twitter afterwards. But and the ref missed that foul as well. He missed the when he grabbed the fence, and he missed when he headbutted him too. So something to be said there. Musayev landed more ground and pound. Bahamondes' cut was leaking. He was still on the bottom. Yeah, Musayev was in round three. Bahamondes landed a spinning elbow. Musayev landed a good one too. Musayev was pretty aggressive in that third round. He got a takedown. He was on top for a while. Was landing shots but not doing too much damage. Bahamondes was still looking for submission opportunities on the bottom. Bahamondes got a nice sweep from the bottom, got his back, reversed him, got to his back. Bahamondes went for a rear naked choke late, but he was too high and he fell off the top. And that was the end of the fight. I thought, with controversy aside, I thought Musayev won the fight 2-1. I would have given him the last two rounds. I would have given Bahamondes round one. And I got my prediction wrong. But there was a lot of controversy in this one, man. There really was. And yeah, there's a lot. People had a lot to say after this one, and I do think that there was a lot of controversy. Obviously, Musayev got the win, and Bahamondes now back-to-back losses. Yeah, it's tough to see because Bahamondes is a guy who has extremely so much potential, and yeah, man, it sucks to see, but yeah, a lot of controversy. McKinney versus Kyle Nelson gets it done in round one again. I mean, there's not much to say. Landing a nice head kick to Nelson's guard, kind of put Nelson off balance. McKinney just jumped all over him, got some ground and pound in, and got the TKO. But once again, no performance bonus for Terrence McKinney. Yeah, it's crazy, man. Adding on to Bahamondes Musayev, I think it did get fight of the night, I believe. It did get fight of the night. And it was a very good fight. It was a very good fight. I don't know if I personally would have probably given it to... It was a very good fight, but I honestly would have probably given it to... I don't know. I just really enjoyed the Abdul-Malik and Belgaroui fight, but we'll get to that in a second. Oh no, we'll get to it now. Abdul-Malik versus Belgaroui. Like I said, this is my personal fight of the night. I just really enjoyed this fight. I don't know if it was just because like this was one of the ones I was most excited for before the fight started, but yeah, Malik was in the fight earlier, and he just faded as the rounds went on. Like Belgaroui looked incredible in this fight. Looked incredible. Defended takedowns. He got up when he got taken down. He was very disciplined in his game plan. Looked so comfortable on the feet. Looked really, really good. You could feel that he was gonna get a finish. Like in that third round. He was just getting closer and closer and landing better shots. One big knee was all he needed. And yeah, man, that knee was absolutely nasty. It was right in front of like where we were sitting. I had the best view of it. Yeah, man, that knockout was electric, man. An amazing performance. Abdul-Malik gets the first defeat in his career. Belgaroui continues his hype train. This was a great performance, man. I genuinely think he's gonna be a problem in that middleweight division. Like these performances especially this performance that he just put on, amazing performance, man. I was really, really impressed with him. I'm all aboard that hype train, bro. He's gonna be a problem, man. Um, Moving on, Julian Erosa versus Douglas. Douglas's jab was absolutely nasty, bro. Just quick, sharp, powerful. Um, just looks like he packs so much power. And with every punch he threw in that fight, he just looked like he was so close to getting a KO with every single punch that he threw. Just really just ran through Julian Erosa, man. And he causes problems for a lot of people, but not to Douglas. He's nasty, man. He's absolutely nasty. I'm gonna keep my eye on him, bro. Absolutely nasty. Michael Chiesa versus Nico Price. Again, this was a quick one, done in round one. Um, yeah, Chiesa was able to get him down pretty quickly, and he got to the back very fast. Nico Price went for a slam, didn't work. Chiesa stayed on the back, eventually got the rear naked choke, and Nico Price tapped pretty quickly. So, yeah, it was a good performance. It was a good way to retire, and it was a good moment for him. And like, I don't agree that I do agree that like if Chiesa wasn't on if it wasn't his retirement fight, he's not even making it to the main card. Like he shouldn't even this fight shouldn't have even been on the main card. And but that retirement with that retirement, I understand it. And like I was saying it to I was speaking to my dad about it as well. Like I just don't think like to me Chiesa is like he's a very well name in the very well known name in MMA in the world of UFC, but he's not like a he's not like that big of a legend to be like getting like a video package and this kind of setting off. Like yeah, I like Michael Chiesa and he has a lot of good wins. I just don't think like to me anyway, he's not that level of a legend to have that. But I mean, he got his moment in his hometown, so it is what it is, man. And it was very loud in there, so fair play to him. Both of them retire after this fight. Um, Good for them both. Now, Alexa Grasso versus Macy Barber. Oh my God, man. Oh my goodness. Absolutely nasty finish, bro. So nasty, dude. Just early on, they were exchanging from early. I thought Grasso got the better of those exchanges though, but both of them were getting close with shots, man. Um, but Macy Barber's threw a jab. Grasso countered it with the quick 3-2 from Southpaw. She really didn't need any more follow-up shots, but she did anyway. Um, Went for a quick rear naked choke. It was so tight instantly, bro. It was absurd how tight that rear naked choke was immediately. It was like a freaking it's like a snake, bro. It was like a freaking it's like bro, it was literally like a snake. Like just seeing its prey and just freaking it was crazy, bro. Like it was so tight. Like it was absolutely that finish is absolutely nasty. And people were saying that it's not bro, her knockdown as well, bro. Like that 3-2 that two landed right on the chin, bro. Like I said, she didn't need any follow-up shots, but she still did anyway just to make sure of it. But dude, what a nasty finish, bro. One of the nastiest finishes I've seen, period. Like people are saying it's one of the nastiest finishes in women's MMA history. I would argue it is. Like you could say that one or Shevchenko and Jessica I maybe. I would say this one was more nasty though. Like I would genuinely say that, and like I was gonna say, it's not just one of the nastiest finishes in women's MMA history. It's one of the nastiest finishes, period, bro. This finish was so nasty, and seeing it live, bro. Oh my goodness, bro. It's such a nasty finish, and it like people don't really know whether it was counted. It was counted as a KO TKO. I counted as a KO, but some people count it as a submission as well. It's kind of a joke going on that it was she got the first KO submission in UFC history. Um, I thought it was a KO, and it's her first. That was her first knockout in her UFC career. Like just absolutely unbelievable, man. It's good to see her win again. It was absolutely electric in there. It was so loud in there when she won. Good for Alexa Grasso, man. And good to see her and get back into the win column, man. Really amazing performance. So nasty, man. So nasty. But now moving to the main event, Israel Adesanya versus Joe Pyfer. Like I said, Joe Pyfer gets the win in this one. It was that same tale again, man. Izzy did well very early in the fight. Was chopping at the leg of Joe Pyfer. Um, was staying at a good range for now. Joe Pyfer did look very dangerous as well in those rounds though. Like he was just missing with punches that he was trying to land. Joe Pyfer got a takedown, and he couldn't do any. He didn't get the first takedown. Kind of ended up into a body lock just against the cage. They ultimately separated from that. Pyfer did go for a takedown late in the round as well, and he did get that, but it was too late in the round to do anything with it. I thought Izzy won the round based on the leg kicks, and he just fought. He just looked more in control in that round. Um, but in the second round, Izzy was still chopping at his leg, doing damage on that leg badly. It was annoying. You could tell it was annoying Joe Pyfer. Um, Joe Pyfer did land some good. He did land some good counter punches, some left hooks. Um, and I don't know why Izzy was he decided to just start exchanging in that boxing range with Joe Pyfer, and I don't know why. I don't really know why he started doing that. But like I said in my prediction video, bro, like I said that he was gonna try to finish Joe Pyfer, and you could tell like he was wanting to really he was trying to knock Joe Pyfer out, like staying in that range, like he was willing to exchange, like and I said that too, like it's not the smartest thing to do, but I just thought it was something that he was gonna do. And he did. Pyfer was landing some he was landing some good shots off that hand fighting, like I spoke about in my prediction video, or something that he goes to a lot, and he had success with it in this fight. Joe Pyfer had a good sequence. He was able to push Izzy back to the cage in a combination. Landing good punches. Izzy, you could tell Izzy was hurt a little bit. And Izzy tried to counter back, but Pyfer got a body lock when he was trying to smother him, and he took Izzy down. Joe Pyfer got to his back, tried to get a submission, but Izzy was doing well to defend that submission threat. Just fighting the hands. Um, Izzy had to go to his back. Pyfer was in the mount, landed some big ground and pound, some nice elbows, made Izzy turn around. And Pyfer had the back mount, had Izzy flattened out, and just kept landing ground and pound until the ref stopped the fight, and Izzy covered up, and it was over, man. Yeah, it was a great performance from Joe Pyfer, man. It was. It proved a lot of people wrong in this fight. Um, yeah, man. It was a good performance from Joe Pyfer. And I was going for Izzy in this fight, but Joe Pyfer after the fight really gained a fan out of me, to be honest. Like, I really like Joe Pyfer, man. He not only was this a good performance, but even his interview afterwards, after the fight, was very, very cool to see. Joe Pyfer just seems like a very cool guy. Has a very amazing story as well. It was a good performance, man. He went in there, did what he had to do. The arena was a very Izzy heavy crowd. Um, a lot of us wanted to go there to see Izzy win, and ultimately just didn't turn out that way. Izzy didn't seem like he. A lot of people thought that this would be Izzy's last fight if he were to lose. Izzy didn't seem like this would be his last fight, as he said in the interview. And yeah, man, it sucks to see, man. It really does. Like, yeah, it's not great, man. It sucks to see, and it sucks even more because he was doing so well. And I just think if he would have kept at that kickboxing range, and I thought he could have, he just, yeah, it sucks, man. It is what it is. It was there, man, but yeah, man, it sucks, man, to be honest, because I want to see him win so badly, get back in the win column, and it doesn't seem like I said, it doesn't seem like he's planning on retiring after this, and yeah, man, I just don't know. I don't really know how to feel about it, but whatever he does, whether he retires or fights another 2 or 3 times, I don't know if he will fight 3 times, but whatever he does, I support him. I'm a big fan in a win or a loss anyway, so. But yeah, man. Overall, like I said, it was a good performance from Joe Pyfer. This was the only fight I got wrong on the main card. Like I said, my prelim predictions weren't great. I did get some. I got Navajo Stirling, TKO. Got Thainara. I think I got four. I think I got the four after that wrong. But my main card predictions were pretty good, except for the last one. Um, this was an amazing event, like I said, and yeah, it was an amazing event. I don't know why I did that. It was an amazing event. It was absolutely electric in there. I'm gonna go over some other things that happened on the card. Well, I'm gonna go back to Izzy really quickly. There's like this whole narrative going on that like people are saying like Izzy was never good. That whole narrative and that whole thing, absolutely ridiculous to say. Yeah, it's such a stupid thing to say. Like in my opinion, like, and it's not even just because I'm a fan of Izzy. I'm just saying it like that's just such a like. Not only were you not saying it back then, but you're saying it now. That's a part of it. But like, bro, is saying Izzy was never good is the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. Like, he's been competitive in these fights, and not only that, you're talking about a two-time middleweight champion, former middleweight champion, and like, I just that's such a stupid thing to say. But anyway, I don't agree with that narrative at all. Like I said, Joe Pyfer went in there and did what he had to do. I don't think that Joe Pyfer would be a lot of the top guys at middleweight though. But like I said, he gained a fan out of me. I was very impressed with his performance. He fought very well. And yeah, man, I look forward to see what he does next. And the rest of the card was a banger, bro. The rest of the card it was like I said, it was electric in the arena. It was incredible experience. Um, I would have said my personal fight of the night, like I said, but like I said, it wasn't much of a fight. But I don't know if it was just because I was so excited for it, also. But I would have had Abdul-Malik versus Belgaroui as my fight of the night, personal fight of the night. But it was ultimately just a performance, just an amazing performance from Belgaroui. I would have gave, and I think Alexa Grasso and Joe Pyfer got performance of the night, both of them, which it just is deserved. But I think I would have given it to Casey O'Neill as well. Casey O'Neill had an amazing performance, dude. Like incredible, just literally ran through Fernandes. It was incredible. And Demetrius Johnson, Mighty Mouse, finally inducted into the Hall of Fame. Yeah, man, good for him. He's a goat, man. He's a goat. He finally deserves it. He deserves it. It's been a long time coming. Um, One thing I didn't like though about the moment, I feel like it was louder in the arena when Chiesa like got off finished the interview than when DJ got announced into the Hall of Fame. Like I feel like it was louder in the arena for that. And that I was a bit just I couldn't believe it, bro. I was freaking losing my mind when DJ got inducted. Well, I was just everyone was on their feet, but it wasn't as loud as when Chiesa's interview ended. But anyway, DJ deserves to be on the Hall of Fame. Long time coming. Finally, bro. Finally. Um, but yeah, it was a very good performance from Joe Pyfer. Like I said, it was an amazing experience. It was absolutely electric in the arena. Yeah, man, to see Izzy fight in person was genuinely just an incredible opportunity. Like just once in a lifetime kind of stuff because when it was announced to be in Seattle too, I was like, I have to go. Like no matter what, I have to be there because I don't know how many fights Izzy has left in his career, and I don't know if I'll ever be able to. There'll be another opportunity for me to watch him fight anyway, so have to go. And on top of that, like I said in my other video, there was a lot of matchups on this card like that you could see like people were saying that there's a bunch of nobodies on this card and sure you could say that whatever, but um there's a lot of matchups on here that were bound to be electric, bro. That were bound to be amazing and great card, best card of 2026 so far. And the last Seattle card was one of the best of 2025 as well. Like they're gonna keep going back to Seattle, and yeah, man, it was a great night. I know this video was very late. I apologize, but I thank you for watching. Thank you for your time once again, and I'll see you guys in the next one.